why it's actually not more expensive to have a healthy diet and buy healthier foods. Also, I just want to say this is a really common comment that I get, so I'm not calling this person out. In fact, I want to call you in because I used to have this belief too many years ago. I was on food stamps and state health insurance. I know the struggle is real. And out there, there's really this mentality that it costs a lot of money to be healthy. There's actually a lot of free and cheap shit that you can be doing that will help you to be healthy. That actually is the stuff that I'm most often mentioning to people, and people are avoiding doing even after they're spending money on functional lab tests and supplements and many visits with me. So these things are real and true medicine that you can be doing and using that truly are cost effective. First off, there are benefits to real whole food, period, whether or not it is organic. When I say real whole foods, what I mean are things that don't come in packages, or if they do, they have like a single ingredient, like rice. But I'm mostly talking about things like meats, like seafood, like eggs, like whole fat dairy, like fruit, like vegetables, like our starchy veggies, like potatoes and tubers and squash. These types of foods, even if you're going to buy them conventional, meaning you don't want to spend on grass fed, or you can't, or you don't want to spend on organic, there are enough nutrient and health benefits that well outweigh buying highly processed foods, buying and eating lots of fast foods, buying a lot of packaged foods, any of that, right? So many health benefits you're going to get from just eating those foods, even if they're not the very best version of that you could possibly find. Also, a couple of tips and tricks you can follow to get more bang for your buck, more health benefits out of how you spend it. One, you can use a produce wash. I highly recommend this. So cool water in a bowl or in your sink with a good splash of white vinegar or baking soda, one or the other. If you do them together, they actually neutralize each other. Soak your produce in that for 20 minutes, take it out, rinse it off, let it sit out and dry. That's really helpful. And then store in your fridge or wherever you'd like to store it before you use it for the week. That is going to help remove pesticide and other residue from your produce. It's really great. The next thing is for proteins, if you're going to buy conventional, buy lean proteins. So buy leaner ground beef like 93.7 instead of 80/20. Buy skinless, boneless chicken thighs or skinless, boneless breasts instead of with the skin on, with the bone in. The reason for this is that animals, just like humans actually, sequester toxins in their fat. This is something I could talk about a lot because it is really fascinating, and it's one of the reasons a lot of women retain weight and have trouble losing weight because their body has stored toxins away in their fat and is not prepared to deal with it. But so reduce your exposure to those animal fats, you can reduce some of your toxin exposure. So exposure to some of the things that animal has ate or been exposed to, doing that. Also, you don't need to be fancy. You don't need to get fancy sauces or dressings or toppings. Get some extra virgin olive oil, get some good salt and pepper, like sea salt, y'all, and pepper. You can keep things really simple, really basic, really healthy. Grow herbs in your home. That's kitchen medicine. It's amazing. It's really inexpensive to do. These are the foods that really our diet should be based upon, and most of us will thrive with. So I just really recommend you focus your attention on what you can have, what you can do, what you can spend on, and really putting your food budget towards that instead of eating out, frankly, instead of buying processed foods, instead of buying pre-prepared foods. I don't even know if that's what you would say. It would just be prepared foods, right? And then on top of that, think of what you're going to be saving in creating more health span for yourself. So health span is different than lifespan. It's the number of years where you are healthy, where you are not somebody dealing with a serious or chronic disease, where you're not spending a lot of money being part of a healthcare system or trying to take care of yourself with a disease. This is actually something you really need to think about as an investment in your well-being. And when we have a diet that is healthy, that is supporting our body, It reduces symptoms. It increases things related to your mood. It helps balance out your metabolism and your hormones. In many cases, it's not the only thing you're going to need to fully heal, but it is really amazing. And it is a way to take your money that you're going to spend on food and spend it on the foods that truly will support you. And it doesn't have to be more expensive. I'm going to do a second video on the other free medicines out there because this is getting really long, but let me know if this resonates with you and questions you have about other tips and tricks for heading to the grocery store or the market or your local farmer and finding lower cost products that can support your health.